19 minutes and counting. Really exciting now. Fifteen minutes. Sorry about this, ladies and gents. We are experiencing some technical difficulties. I think I've sorted it though, don't panic. Okay, how long have we got? Shall I start the music again? I think probably not. Nah, let's not do that. Instead, I'm just going to fill the air by talking at you, because that's really exciting, I'm sure. I could start the music, I suppose. There's only 30 seconds to go. Are you ready? This is really exciting. Start. Yeah. Well, we do have some people online. Not very many, admittedly. But hey, I'm sure it's going to start picking up fairly soon. Oh, how exciting. We do have some magic news today. It's going to be really good. Ready? Oh, the countdown has begun. I'm making you wait every last second. Okay, let's do this.
Ladies, gentlemen, and non-binary unicorns, please put your hands and hooves together for the man of the magic, Neil Trigger.
Hello, and welcome back to Real World Magic. You alright? Calm down. Shh. Hello, and welcome back to Real World Magic, where we make your life more magical. My name is Neil Trigger. I'm going to be your magical host, and today we've got quite a lot of really cool stuff. I've been planning this for the last couple of days, and I'll get to what that is in a minute. Trust me, it's going to be worth waiting for. We've got a couple of magic showcases. Hello to Amy Adams, by the way. I think you're new, so I'm going to give you a shout out first, and then I'll go over to the chat and say hello to everybody individually. But yeah, we've got quite a lot of cool stuff. We've got a bit of a showcase going on. Firstly, I'd like to apologise because I'm not going to be able to do this in the main screen simply because it's a green screen and it cuts out the background. So I've got some things that will probably not look great on the green screen like this because it kind of looks like it's vanishing. But there will be some other stuff as well. So that's cool. Right, let's head on over to the chat because there is no elephant in the room today. That I guess in itself is the elephant. By elephant. Okay, so we have Chivalrous Tube in the house. We've also got Chivalrous 2 Tube, which I'm guessing there's the same person. We've also got Janet Gent and Amy Adams. We did have someone else as well. Who was that? Samantha Ardovangle. I'm hoping I pronounced that correctly. Although I think she may have gone. So let's head on over to Magic News because this is fun. And I did kind of cover this earlier in a video that I uploaded earlier in the week. So let's head on over to Magic News right now. Hi, welcome back to Magic News. Now in this one, you may have seen this on the channel already. Man finds evidence of either giants or aliens, and he's not quite sure which, and we're not quite sure which, in the woods near where he lives. Sort of near where he lives. Now, it just so happens that this international megastar, we know him. We certainly know of him. My wife knows him on a first name basis, so he's now a Facebook friend, and I got an exclusive interview with him, which is pretty cool. Now, I say he's an international megastar simply because, and I'm going to cut the news music because I don't want any hyperbole here. He is an international megastar. He's gone international. He was on a radio show in Australia. The Americans want to talk to him. He's gone national in the Express, the Mirror, the Daily Star, the Independent. He's gone absolutely wild with this story. And the reason being is this picture right here. This is the woods near Meddon in Devon. And it just looks like, and I don't know whether you can see it particularly well on this picture, but basically all the trees have been bent over and snapped, as if something's just splattered on top of it, like an alien crash site or a meteor landing or giants just getting a bit randy, or I don't know what it is, but it's clearly weird. Now, there have been lots and lots of explanations to this being put out, such as instantly rotting, all in the same direction and falling like dominoes. Seems a bit unlikely. There's also the microburst explanation, which I think is probably the most favoured among the UFO groups that I'm a member of, that says it's a fairly common occurrence. It's a bit like a mini tornado. Maybe that's true, maybe it isn't, maybe it is a crash landing. But then there was one comment which made me laugh a bit. What happened to the UFO after it crash landed? Did it just call the AA? It's a fair point, really. So I'm not entirely convinced that this is an alien landing. Maybe it is Grawp. Chivalrous Tube says maybe it's Grawp. It might well be Grawp. You don't know. I don't know. No one knows. But there is actually a video on my channel, so please do check that out. And I'll see if I can post that here in the chat. There you go. Oh, I'm logged in as something else. All right, well, never mind. A mini tornado wouldn't cause that much damage. There you go. That's from Janet Gent, who studied meteorology. So, no, I didn't think it would cause that much damage either. But there we are. What is Grawp? Grawp is actually a baby brother of Hagrid, but he's about 30 feet tall because Hagrid is half giant, whereas Grawp is fully giant. So he's like a half brother. So there you go. And that is Magic News. Back to the dungeon. Oh, it's a bit laggy today. Sorry about that, guys. So, first things first, I'd like to give a big shout out to my patrons, who are absolutely amazing, wonderful, fantastic people. So they deserve one of these. Oh, hold on. No. I'm pressing the wrong buttons today. One of these. They are awesome, awesome people. Oh, don't know why that stopped. Here they are. Mike Holland, Chivalrous Tube and Jacob Billett, who support me every month, and without them I wouldn't be able to do this, especially Chivalrous Tube, who also helps me out with testing out new things on my show as well. So I really do appreciate the help there, guys. If you want to be one of these wonderful people, head on over to patreon.com/realworldmagic, which is that bit across the top there. You can also check out my website, where you can get free things like this, and they are awesome. I told you, they're awesome. So these are magical posters, and I'm also going to be showcasing another one that I'm working on at the moment in just a second. But these will be available for digital download only to patrons for free. Everyone else has got to pay for them. So there you go. So I'm going to get rid of that in just a second. Also, if you wanted to go to the website, you could check out my other merchandise, like the King of Farts hoodie, the King of Farts t-shirt, all of that sort of stuff. There's loads of really cool stuff. I'm not going to showcase all of it. Now, oh, this is so exciting. I do have some other stuff to showcase before I get on to the really, really exciting thing. But it's so lovely. But before we do that, if you haven't already, please do like, subscribe, click that bell button to be notified of future videos, and let's get on with the show, shall we? So there is no...
Real or fake?
Yeah, there is no real or fake today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really. I'm sorry about that. But there is something. Oh, it's so worth watching. Right. Before I'm going to stop hyping you guys up a bit. I'm now going to move on over to the TV screen, which is there.
Booyah!
Now, this is sort of behind the scenes, so it's the green screen. But the reason that I've done this is because I want to show you some stuff that the detail will probably be missed if we don't use the second camera. So, first things first, actually, yeah, let's show this first because it's kind of in shot anyway. This is a magic egg, and I don't know whether you can see, but it is actually glowing in there. Now, the reason that it's glowing is because you can use a real magic wand. This is a real magic wand that I bought from the Cauldron, and if you haven't heard about the Cauldron before, check out my previous videos. I've invested in the Cauldron myself, only a very small amount, so I'm technically an owner, so full disclosure there, but it's a wizard pub and it's absolutely flipping brilliant. They produce things like this. This is actually 3D printed, both the egg and the magic wand, and if you combine the egg with the magic wand, it turns on, which I think is bleeming awesome. Now, you can actually program this to be different colours as well. It doesn't need to touch, it just needs to come close like that, and it kind of goes on and off. This is basically a nightlight, so you can dim it, you can change its colours, you can change, depending on how many times you tap it, it will change different colours. Amazing, love it. So I'm going to be programming that over the course of another video. But yeah, that's it. I've also got one of these. This is an Aladdin's lamp, or a genie lamp, I guess. It's not really Aladdin's, it's the genie's. Now, what I wanted to do with this one is to build a box similar to the box of ghosts that I've made, using a holographic projection system where I actually make a genie pop out of the end of it in real life. So hopefully that will be pretty awesome. I also wanted to showcase something else that was originally done on Wizardry Workshop. Unfortunately, they got ahead of me because I was going to do this and then they released their version, but I wasn't very convinced that it was a particularly good version. It was almost like the video was thrown together, in my opinion. Sorry, Danny, if you're watching. But this is it. So I've got a bell jar with a human skull inside it. Obviously, it's a shrunken skull. So this one's going to be like a Borgin & Burke's display piece. It's going to have a dowel rod going down through the centre there. It'll all be stuck on with glue, and then it'll be on display about like that. Maybe with the jaw misaligned, something like that, just to make it look a little bit worse. I don't know. And then I'll give a proper paint job on this so it doesn't look quite so clean and awesome, because that's very clean at the moment. This is something that I got off wish.com for about £3, I think. And the bell jar I got from Amazon for, it was certainly more expensive than that, but I don't quite know how much. And I might light it up as well, so it does have a little channel in there as well. Hopefully you can see that just there. I might light it up using some LEDs, I'm not quite sure yet. So that's kind of the showcasey side of things. That's so cute, Daniel would love the egg. Yeah, I know, but it's mine. Ha! Yeah, Daniel would love the egg, I'm sure he would. Legend has it Norbert is hatching in there. In here. Could be. Although I'm not quite sure why it's lighting up. If it is lighting up. It does require a printer cable as well. So I had to get this one separately. We also wanted one for a printer. So I've pilfered it purely for this video. Okay. Yeah, the skull's pretty cute as well. I'm sure he'd like this skull. Okay, so do you want to know what I've been doing today? And why is this video called Magical Morons? Because so far I haven't done anything about it other than speak into a camera, making it look like I'm the moron. So I'm not. Okay. Oh, this is so good. Okay. You are going to love this, honestly. It's going to be awesome. So some time ago, my wife was on Facebook and she came across a post. Now, the post, rather than scrolling past it, she thought it'd be flipping brilliant if I emailed someone. Now, I'll see if I can find the post on here. Unfortunately, I didn't actually put it on so that you guys can see it, but I'll see if I can read it. Oh, where has it gone? Yes, here we go. Greetings to everyone that is reading this testimony. Okay, bit formal. I have been rejected by my husband after 3 years of marriage just because another woman had a spell on him. It's not a spell. He's just horny. Okay, and he left me and the kid, hopefully the child that you love and the kid, right, to suffer. One day, when I was reading through the web, I saw a post on how this spellcaster on this address, drdanielyemi@gmail.com, gmail.com, very professional, has helped a woman get back her husband, and I gave him a reply to his address, and he told me that a woman had a spell on my husband, and he told me that he will help me after 2 days, that I will have my husband back. I believed him, and today I'm glad to let you all know that this spellcaster has the power to bring lovers back. I'm editing this in real time because the English is really bad. Because I am now happy with my husband. Thanks for Dr. Daniel. Email drdanielyemi@gmail.com. So, I thought, whoop, this is a con. So, let's email him. So that's what we did. And over the last couple of days, I've been in communication, fairly constant communication with Dr. Daniel Yemi. Although today, I wasn't expecting him to respond. but he did. And even my wife hasn't seen the latest email, which is genius. Oh, it's so good. So rather than scroll past it, we contacted him. And I thought I'd pretend that I needed his services as a ruse to just interrogate him, basically. I'm just going to click on a couple of things here just so I can read this a little bit easier, because honestly, you're going to love this. So I pretended that I needed his services as a ruse to interrogate him. So that's exactly what I did. Well done, Mrs. Trigger, by the way. Good job on that one. So the first thing I needed to do was to create a fake human being with a fake email address. And that done, I needed to create a fake girlfriend too. So here she is. Yeah, she's a dog. Bear with me. So I've created a fake girlfriend. She's a bit of a dog. She's an actual dog. But Dr. Daniel Yemi does not know that yet. We also need someone this girlfriend has run off with, and I'll get to that in a minute. It's equally as crazy. So let's start explaining the main issue. So I want to be upfront about the fact that my fictional character likes dating animals. So let's see if he picks up on it. And spoiler alert, he doesn't. So I started my opening email super professionally. Hi, Doc. Got straight to the point there, didn't I? So I was glad when Tagema Lemmy, or Tage Lemme, something like that. Tage Lemma, I think that was the person who posted the post. That's the person from Facebook, by the way. Posted your email address online because it came at just the right time for me. It must be fate. It's quite a complicated story. Incredibly complicated, but let's not ruin the surprise for Dr. Daniel Yemi just yet, and the fact that my girlfriend is a dog. Because seriously, that's only the beginning. I'm a trisexual. There you go, Dr. Daniel. There's your first hint. And my girlfriend has recently left me for someone else. Yeah. Just wait till you see who this person that she's left me for is. It's genius. I understand that you have magical powers. I don't. And I was hoping that you would cast a spell or two to help me get her back. Because I love her. I know she did love me once, and I feel it wouldn't take much more magic to get her back in my life. Do I need to buy a ring or something? Please let me know what spells to cast, or will you handle that? I'm desperate for your help. Thank you. And then I signed off, but I want to keep this email address just in case I find other people like this, so I won't give my fake name away just yet. Anyway, I wasn't expecting any kind of response at all. I almost forgot about it, truth be told, and I went to sleep. Next morning, Dr. Daniel Yemi had responded, and I was starting to get really excited, like, what's this guy going to say? And it starts off condescending enough, right? It starts off condescending, and it gets worse. My child. Child? I'm a 40-year-old man dating a dog, and my alter ego is 84 years old. But I guess the all-knowing Dr. Daniel doesn't quite know that yet. So, I have heard you okay. Great, cheers. You don't need to buy any magic ring. Don't worry about that. I will prepare all the spiritual work for you for just 24 hours. Don't know what that means. Then you will see why I am called Dr. Daniel. In fact, in all of my emails, he hasn't really explained why he's called Dr. Daniel, and I do ask in a minute. All you need now to do is to send me your full names, country, photo, and your WhatsApp number. WhatsApp number? You will also have to send me your partner's full name, country, photo, so that I can contact the items seller immediately to prepare your items down to start your work immediately, ? So I'm guessing he doesn't speak very good English, and that's okay. But it did raise a few questions in my fictional character's mind about what these items were and why he didn't keep them in stock himself if he's so prolific. And he specifically mentioned not to buy a ring. I was quite tempted to ask if I should steal one instead, but I wanted to keep him on the hook anyway, and I figured it might be a bit too obvious. So I went back with a few more questions. Again, starting with the same professional approach that worked so well last time. Hi, Doc! Thank you ever so much for responding. I had hoped you would. Never thought it was possible, though, that a great man like you would want to bother with my problems. Your results seem legendary. Always nice to kiss a bit of ass first thing on a Friday morning. I'm happy to tell you all you need to know. You said I don't need to buy a magic ring. Where else could I get one? She'd probably like one, but I've looked on Amazon and eBay, and I'm worried that they might be a con. There's your second clue, Dr. Daniel. I'm so glad I'm going on recommendations with you, though. Don't worry, I've got loads of money. I've got loads of money, so if I found a good place to buy a magic ring, I'm happy to splash out. You see, now I'm playing to his greed. So, when you said you needed my WhatsApp number, what's that for? Is that for your spells? I'm not sure what app you'd use to cast spells. Is it available on the App Store? I didn't think he would respond to that, and in fairness, he didn't. I can't wait to move ahead with this. I love her so much. I love her so much. But she's gone off with Stuart. Bloody Stuart. Who the hell wants to be called Stuart? It's such a stupid name, isn't it? Isn't it? Don't you think Stuart's a stupid name? Okay, so I kind of went off on one there. But here's the thing. Stuart isn't actually a person. Let me get rid of my beautiful girlfriend for one moment and show you Stuart. I'm going to need to explain this though. So we went to our bank several months ago and there was a guy managing the queue of people that were waiting for bank tellers. And he was very, very rude to us. So we complained to their customer service number and we got some compensation from the bank. So when the money came through, we spent it on a garden shed. This garden shed. Anyway, I continue. I'm really keen to get her back, so please let me know what the items are that you are talking about. Now, the thing about this garden shed is that, I don't know whether you can see, on there, there's a plaque on the front door. Now, the plaque reads, "In loving memory of Stuart, whose dreadful customer service and the resultant compensation paid for this shed." So we actually dedicated our shed to Stuart. So the shed is now called Stuart. So in other words, my beautiful girlfriend ran off with my shed. All right, so moving on. Also, does it matter that NASA recently said that there's a 13th star sign? Does that affect how our dates of birth might work with the spell? That's true, by the way. It renders the majority of horoscopes utter nonsense, but I digress. How many spells will you be casting? I've never done this, and I'm really excited for it to work. Looking forward to hearing from you, and then I sign off with my fake name. So, let's summarise. Here's my girlfriend, and she's ran off with this shed. Oh, dear me. So, does the all-seeing Dr. Daniel know any of this yet? No. Bestiality is illegal in many countries. Yes, Amy Adams, it's illegal here too. So anyway, I'm really winding this guy up, and he doesn't sort of work out any of this. So yeah, does he know any of this? No, he does not. Has he got a magical way of winning back my canine girlfriend from my lumber-based love rival? Yes, he does. You betcha. So Dr. Daniel replied to this 84-year-old canine lover, my child. 84. Goodness. The cost of the items, now we're getting to it, is $255 US. Are you ready to send the money to the item seller so that I can forward you the item's seller Western Union details? I figured that was quite a bit more than my fictional character was expecting to pay, but my fictional character is a bit flush. So yeah, let's do this, Dr. Daniel. I'm ready. Let's do it. So I decided to shake up my greeting today. Wowzers, Dr. Dan! I thought that was quite cool. That's quite a lot of money, more than I expected, but I am desperate. I'm credular. I'm happy to proceed. Sure, let's do it. Now, there is a word in that sentence, or in that paragraph, that you might not recognise, and I was kind of hoping that the omnipotent Dr. Daniel would not know it either. The word is credular, and if you know anything about Latin, you might well know that it's the Latin word for gullible. So I'm quite literally telling him right now that I know that this is a scam. Before I send the money though, could you please let me know the kinds of magic you'll be doing? It sounds like you're buying from a magic supplier. Is that the case? Do they do retail transactions? Is it like a chemist? I'm just curious as to what my $255 is going to be paying for, and do you still need the photographs? Thanks. Now, at this point, I figured he might catch on and realise that I was about to call him out as a purveyor of the finest magical quackery. However, I decided to keep it light and just see if his desperation for my money was enough for another reply. And it was. Yes, my child. I don't know whether that's how Dr. Daniels speaks, but yes, my child. I still need the photographs. That money will be used to buy the spiritual items in the village market to prepare your spiritual work. They've got a spiritual market. Once you send the money to the items seller immediately, in other words, like do it now, do it now, do it now, the item seller will supply me the items through by transportation. I don't know really what he's getting at there. So I replied, "Hi, Dr. Daniel." Yeah, I cut all pretense with anything now. I'm just like going, okay, I'm in on this. Let's do this. I'll dig out the photographs and send them over in a jiffy. I never did. I never have. And I might do it next. This is so exciting. Is it a magic village like Hogsmeade? I thought magic villages were made up. It's awesome that you have a magical market where you live. Where is it you live? Am I able to visit? I've basically just invited myself over for tea. But I think I've got a fairly good idea that he's Nigerian by this point, simply because a lot of these cons come from Nigeria. Now, I was thinking, maybe I'm just prejudiced here. Maybe it's not Nigeria at all. But wait. So I've basically asked him where it is. I've told all of my friends about you, and they have asked what you're a doctor in. Is there a university that does PhDs in witchcraft? Now, I was going to explicitly ask him whether he's been to Hogwarts, but I thought maybe that was going too far. Do you have any pictures of the magical items you need? Is it like herbs or something? I guess they must be very rare herbs for $255. That'd buy a lot of herbs, like loads. I could even have an extra herb pizza for all of my family, and I have 12 fat brothers. So by this point, I'm starting to throw in a little bit of the stupid, just to see whether anything happens. Can you let me know what these magical items are, please? Thanks. And I signed off again. I guess it must have been the pizza comment, though, because he didn't reply, which is really kind of...
Oh, baby.
Yeah. So there you have it, the magical Dr. Daniel, and I guess he doesn't really know magic after all. Or maybe he just used the magic Latin translation tool on Google to work out that I know that it's nonsense. However, he then responded again, and he gave me a list of all of the stuff that he's going to buy with my $255. So here it is, and I haven't quite responded to him yet. I'm hoping he doesn't see this video, but he did respond, and even my wife hasn't seen this one. My child, the spiritual items is... Bad grammar, Dr. Daniel. I guess he probably isn't a real doctor. My child, the spiritual items is a native goat. That's just item number one. He's buying a goat with my $255. What he's going to do with this goat, I don't know. But maybe it's some sort of reason, because this is my girlfriend. So, you know, they've both got 4 legs. Maybe it's just a proxy, and maybe you can't get hold of a goat, a dog. So he's buying a native goat. He's also got red and white 14 cola, whatever that means. I have no idea. I literally have no idea what that means. Let's head on over to chat and see what you guys think that means. 14 cola. What? Is he buying red and white? Now, red and white is Coca-Cola, maybe. 14 bottles of Coca-Cola with a native goat? Maybe he's going to drown the goat in cola. That might be it. He also wants spiritual honey, 2 bottles. That's very nice. And native soap. Soap. How is soap native? Does it grow on native soap trees? I'm going to ask him that in the next email. I genuinely am going to ask him that. Stay tuned for that. That'll be fun. And a man and woman image. I'm guessing those are the photographs that I want to give him. of course, he's not. My girlfriend isn't a woman. It's just a very sad-looking dog. So, all right. And transportation to deliver the items to me in the village market? ? So there you have it. The omnipotent Dr. Daniel Yemi at gmail.com. He hasn't got a clue that this is a wind-up at all. And he's sending me a list of stuff. And I'm just going to be like, okay, what? What's the red and white 14 cola? I have no idea what that is. So I thought that was pretty bloody hilarious. But I am going to keep on emailing him until such time as he realises that this is utter nonsense and I'm onto him. But the final thing about the Nigerian con, he then sent me his Western Union details. And yeah, sure enough, he's from Nigeria, which I kind of thought was probably the case anyway. So I guess I'm not so prejudiced after all. I'm just aware that that's where most of these cons originate from. So what do you think? Let me know down in the chat. You guys have been talking a lot. So Sparkle said, Sparkle 17, the musical journey. I've seen you before, I think, in the comments. So thanks very much and welcome back. Amy Adams, yeah. Bestiality is definitely illegal. But, you know, it's okay now because the dog and the shed are very happy, apparently. A goat, maybe full fat type. Maybe full fat type of Coke. Yeah, possibly. It could be that. I don't know. And Chivalrous Tube will have whatever Dr. Daniel Yemi has had. I don't blame you. So that's pretty much it. I don't really know what else to say about that. Absolutely bonkers. There is one other item that I haven't quite showed off yet. I'm just going to have a quick drink because all that reading has done my head in. Okay. I was going to suggest maybe I could show you some of my images that I drew on my iPad. So if I show off this. Booyah! There you go. There's my iPad. That's not my iPad. Not really. That's not an iPad Pro. Let's get rid of that one second. And move that over there. Oh, it's starting to get a bit busy. So, yeah, I was going to show you... I showed you these awesome posters earlier. But if you wanted to get these, then you can always head on over to patreon.com or head on over to my website, realworldmagic.net, where you can buy these things. The Etsy shop, I think, has also been put in the chat as well. But if you wanted to, you can also check out some of my newer stuff, like this, which I'm making. This is Belby and Belby, the Wolfsbane potion. This is a label that I'm drawing at the moment, which I think is looking really, really good. Pardon me, got a bit of burps. So yeah, the Wolfsbane potion is from the Harry Potter universe, and basically it turns someone who would normally turn into a werewolf into someone who turns into a werewolf physically but still retains their human brain, so they don't go on a killing spree. So although it's an advancement in lycanthropy, it can't stop the physical transformation, but it can stop turning into a savage beast. So this is the Wolfsbane potion label, and as you can see up, where is it? There. It's always weird. Up there, that's 50 galleons, which is quite a lot of money. So I'm going to be making these, and I'm going to make them as premium potions as I can. I'm going to cut them all out, do them by hand. I've also got some little wax seals, which I don't have a photograph of, but I have done all of that sort of stuff. So I'm going to be making these. I'm going to be putting them on my Etsy shop. They're going to be available for about £25, I think, per bottle, and it's going to be a decent size, sort of half-litre bottle of Wolfsbane potion. So if you want to have a look at that, again, check out my Etsy store and sign up on my website for the latest information. That's pretty much it from me for now. I hope that has been entertaining. I will keep you all updated as and when Dr. Daniel gets back in contact with me. I'm first of all going to send off that photograph of my girlfriend, or this guy's girlfriend, and see what he says. I don't know whether bestiality is illegal in Nigeria. I wouldn't know about that, but I'm just going to see whether or not he wants to proceed anyway and still take my money, I'm still going to offer it to him and just say, look, there's a bit of a taboo subject on this. Would you still be willing to take my money? And just ask him outright, would you be willing to take my money? And just see if he would. So, yeah, Chivalrous Tube said he's not going to respond if you send that. I tend to agree, but I think I've got enough material now that I can make a pretty decent, funny video about it anyway. So I don't care. By this point, I think we've got enough to call him out as a quack. So that's the magical moron that we're talking about today. Yeah. So I think he's a bit bonkers. But thank you ever so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't already, as I said previously, please do like, subscribe, click that bell button to be notified of future uploads, and I will see you again next week. I'm going to be back on Saturday next week rather than Sunday, but please do tune in again. I'm going to have some real or fake. We're going to do it this time.
Real or fake?
Yeah, not today, but we are going to be doing that. So that'll be the sort of regular real or fake kind of thing. But I thought that this whole talking about Dr. Daniel Yemi would probably take up quite a lot of time. And funnily enough, it has. So thanks ever so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I'm just going to get rid of that one. Please do subscribe to my channel. Visit my Patreon page at patreon.com/realworldmagic, where you get a whole load of awesome benefits. You also can check out my website at realworldmagic.net. If you just want to buy me a beer without the monthly subscription, just go on over to paypal.me/realworldmagic, and you can just throw money at me, which would be awesome, and I don't really mind how much it is. But thanks ever so much for watching. Thanks again for participating in the chat, and I will see you again next week. Cheers, guys.
Very magical.